So, hello everyone. This is Krishna in Women Today's YouTube channel, and we are actually interviewing many women entrepreneurs and also working women across India and across the world. So, today our guest is Dr. Renuka Ranjan ma'am. She is actually a famous astrologer in Trivandrum from Kerala. So, hi, how are you, Renuka ma'am? So, how are you doing right now?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here on this interview with you.
So, being an astrologer, and I have been interviewing many astrologers right now in this Women Today's YouTube channel. So, tell me, ma'am, how did you choose this astrology as a profession? So, did anybody come and tell you that, okay, you are good at Vedic readings or Akashic readings, or did you go and attend any kind of classes, or where did you get this spark to become an astrologer right now, ma'am?
So I will say that I didn't choose this path. This path chose me. Actually, I was a scientist. I was working as a postdoc in the US for 2 years. 2 years back, I was there. And yeah, during that time, there was a lot of hardships in my life, as well as I was getting a lot of information around how to conduct my life, as well as there was a lot of light bulb moments in my life in that time, because as I was going through my life, I observed a lot of things that were not quite aligned with who I was. And that was becoming very, very clear by the events in my life. And that is where I had my first spiritual awakening, major spiritual awakening there. And with that came a time where I got into finding out how I could help myself better through self knowledge, through spiritual knowledge. Because I was also, my senses opened up, my psychic senses opened up, and I used to receive a lot of messages. I was earlier when it began, I was absolutely going crazy. What is this? Why am I getting this? That I have this information with this person, but I couldn't tell them. But and that got true, and I was puzzled really, like why all of this is happening and what is the meaning of all of this. So I couldn't really find a way to really get my answers. So I turned on this path, on my spiritual path. And since my early life as well, even since my childhood, I was very strongly, kind of, my basis was very strong in spirituality, in God, in Bhagwan, in yoga, in meditation. I was doing that previously as well. Not to that extent, but yeah, I kept on, I had this kind of thing in me that I always used to pursue answers for these kind of things. I always wanted, there was a thing in me that always knew that there is something much, much greater than what meets the eye. So that is how I turned in on this path. And then I began to meet my mentors, and everything fell into synchronicity. Synchronicity is a great thing. When you start on some path, the things start coming to you. So I met my first mentor who taught me soul alignment, which I offer and it's a great method to be able to know yourself and on your spiritual journey, where you are and what your past life and present life karmic blocks are. So that's how I became an Akashic reader through soul realignment. And then later on, I turned to Reiki, Lama Fera healing, practicing all of that. Like, I was curious. I wanted to learn more, and I still do learn more. I'm still undergoing a lot of trainings. I'm going another kind of Akashic training. So I keep on having mentors in my life who guide me through, and I strengthen my practices. And that is how I got into all of this.
That's a great story from you, a real life story. Actually, I was amazed to hear you as a scientist, as you told, like you were working in US or you were just studying in US, ma'am.
Yes, I was working as a postdoctoral fellow after my PhD.
So it's like totally different department. So is there anybody like your relatives or your friends? They will be like, okay, you came a lot, you studied, you worked a lot, you studied a lot, and you came from India to US. So they will be like why not pursue your career? Why are you just totally shifting it to a totally new path? Like this has nothing to do with your studies. You have done your PhD, so why you're totally changing your stream to astrology? Is there any kind of hurdles which stopped you from becoming an astrologer? Because as a typical Indian family thinking, they'll be like, okay, these kind of strange things do happen in life, but you should not sacrifice your knowledge, your kind of strength in studies. So why waste your career in the US? So why coming back to India, and why doing a lot of struggles over here? So what made you think, take a strong decision, like you will be facing a lot of oppositions from your near and dear ones? So at what point of time did you make sure, as a very like a very iron fist, like I should do astrology as my professional career? So what made you choose this path strongly, ma'am?
Okay. So for this, I would like to tell that it's not kind of a written in stone thing for me. I am still a scientist, and I take things as a scientist. Even now, I am studying quantum biology, and I am trying to expand on my own, because this education system, this it's not the problem with me being a scientist and a spiritualist. It's mostly because of the education system that we are in. It is like when you're pursuing something, you cannot pursue the other. But I refuse to do that. I am this spiritualist and I am this scientist. And I carry both forward and I work on it. And it's all, both of them are equally of interest to me. And sometimes it really, kind of uh, helps me understand my science better, and vice versa. Sometimes understand spirituality better from a scientific point of view. So I'm saying that many a times I find that spirituality and science complement each other. So it's not that becoming a spiritualist means that I leave science, or becoming a scientist, I let go completely of the spiritual aspects of me. Both of them go hand in hand. I'm even studying how spirituality could be explained through science. I'm studying a lot of, and a lot of work has been done in this field. A lot of people don't know, but there are people who have worked on the scientific aspects of spirituality, like healing aspects, like how Reiki healing affects people in their bodies, and what are the effects of Lamafera healing? What are the effects of how people do telepathy? How there are past life regression sessions by psychotherapists. What are the effects and things like that? So there has been this kind of stigma in people that this kind of it doesn't go hand in hand, and spirituality is something completely woo woo, and people, and even people try to pose spiritualists as someone who are some people who con others to just get their way. So it's not like that. It's more of a better understanding of everything that you can have in your life through spirituality, because a lot of times when we are in our physical life, we don't have explanations for things. It's just a perspective. By becoming a spiritualist, and I'm not only a psychic, I am not only an akashic reader, I am an energy healer. I am also a student of the science behind spirituality. So that is what I would like to say in this regard. And there has been hurdles in my life, but more or less, there is also grace of God, and whatever I'm meant to do here and whatever I'm put to do here, I always find support from people. I somehow do find my people, and they support me, and I'm blessed to have them. So, in spite of all the obstacles, I am with you. Yeah. So
Yeah,
talking to you like this, because this is the support of people.
yeah, I do understand that you get a lot of support from the people. On the other hand, can
Yeah.
you tell us any kind of real life experience? Like, okay, I made an astrology predicament. Like, I told a person that this is going to happen, and in the exact same way, the thing which was told by me had happened. Can you tell any kind of real life experience like that, ma'am?
Yeah, of course. Actually, my work is more related to, counsel people in terms of how their current situation is going on. And I always tell my people, whoever my clients are, that future is always created by you. So I don't predict. I don't give exact predictions that here, 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 because you have the choice in your hand. You are the powerful creator of your own reality. And what I do is I enable them with the information that's coming through for them to be able to take the best steps in their life and remove any kind of blockages that they might be having so that they could access their full vital force energies, and then answer their queries as well, because that is also a major kind of way in which people get kind of enlightenment as well as liberated as well, in a sense. So I provide people with those kind of tools, not just any prediction or if it is coming true or if it is coming false. That's not on my part. It's because I want them to be empowered with their own choices, what they are doing. I'm here to make them conscious of their choices, not just surrendering to the fate. And I really do not like to think that way, because I have never surrendered to a fate, a destined path ever in my life. So I don't want that for my clients and anyone. I want them to choose their path. So what I do is I enable them to know who they are, what their energies are, and work accordingly. And some of the predictions have come true, actually. To tell you, just like 2 days ago, one of my clients, she said that she got a job already, job offer. She asked me if I would get a job in February, January, February. Then I told her that she would be getting job late February or early February at that time, and she got the job. But yes, because she worked for it, right? Because I told her about the steps that she could take in order to get where she wants. So it's not majorly because of I don't just put too much store by the predictions that I make. I am a psychic, not an astrologer actually, but a psychic as well, and a more kind of a counselor as well. So yeah, that was one instance that I got that person. And there was then another person, just this morning, one more person. I just checked on her and how she was doing, because she took a relationship reading with me. And then I talked to her, and she said that she got engaged from the same person with whom she had the relationship reading. And I cleared all those blocks, and I asked her to follow certain things in her life, so that all the blockages related to relationship area in her life gets cleared. And yeah, she got engaged, and I'm very happy for her. And yeah, those are two incidences I would like to convey to you.
Yeah, I do understand that you are always focusing on the positive impact which will happen to us in the future. Like, why? Okay, there is something going to happen, whether it is positive or negative. So we should not always concentrate on the negative part. Simply, we can just ignore it, because if it's going to happen, so let it happen. But on the other hand, as you told, like, so we are always having something in our hands that we can control. So you are providing the clients who are coming to you the tools which will help them in achieving their goals by going in a very positive mindset. So that's what you're trying to tell by telling that you're a psychic and astrologer, right, ma'am?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's not only about positive mindset, because there is this kind of lot of talk going on around positivity and mindset, positive mindset. It's not just about positivity. It is also about looking at your shadow aspects, looking at your negative beliefs that are holding you back. And most of the time, if something is not happening in your life, it is because you are holding some kind of negative belief in you, right? That some subconsciously, because most of our life is governed through subconscious beliefs. You may not be consciously thinking about it, but it's already programmed in you through your life experiences, through your childhood, through even your past lives as well. So this kind of negative belief that you have, that is the thing that holds you back from reaching your full potential, working to your optimum. So it's more of that. It's not only a mindset, because, it's hard to cultivate a mindset, actually. If you are not letting go of the things that, are holding you back, you cannot take on a new regime or a new mindset that could help you. Without getting rid of the old beliefs, you cannot create a new one. So, yeah, I help people do that through identifying all these blockages, and then giving them an alternative, or clearing it away through and energetically, and then, yeah, providing them with these tools to be able to, that helps them to move further towards what they actually really want.
So right now you're in Trivandrum, Kerala. So if any person wanted to meet you in offline and have some kind of psychic readings with you, so is it like you do only offline kind of sessions, or you also do any kind of online sessions? So tell me about it, ma'am.
Yeah, so currently I am completely online. I do not offer any offline solutions. So, yeah, that is also because for a better reach, and also for the ease of access, of course. So, this is a completely online thing that I provide.
The thing is that we were speaking about telepathy, right? So telepathy is something like we should not speak to anyone. Like I'm thinking about a person and I wanted to convey a message to a person. So that person is totally in a different city. Like, okay, I'm in US and that the person whom I'm thinking about is in Singapore. So is this kind of telepathies? So how do you think it will work? Like, okay, right now we are messaging in WhatsApp, and with the help of the SIM card and with the help of the satellite and the network and all these kind of things, with the help of Wi-Fi, we are able to get the message from them. So this is the scientific reasoning behind the message which we can get in WhatsApp. So on the other hand, so if somebody like telepathy, like what to say, a real life instant, like a person will be just now telling, will be calling you right now, and will be thinking like, okay, just now I was just thinking about you, and you are suddenly calling. So that's kind of telepathic activities, right, ma'am? So tell us any kind of your real life experience, like you faced, you are thinking about a person and that person called you, or any other kind of telepathic real life things which happened in your life, ma'am.
So, there are two to three things that I would like to say about this. The first thing is from a scientific point of view. I would like to tell you how telepathy works is a lot of explanation has been given on this, and I've been reading about it a lot. So I would like to tell you here. Telepathy is a form of quantum entanglement, actually. So, quantum entanglement in physics is a principle where two particles, no matter what the distance is, they are connected through a force. And that is called quantum entanglement. And that is how things work when it comes to telepathy. Like, suppose I am in this room and you are in somewhere in that room where you're sitting, and whatever I am conveying mentally to you, that is a form of energy that's going to you, and it's coming back. If there are no blocks or anything like that, it would come back to me and I would be able to perceive it. Or if I have enhanced psychic senses and things like that, a lot of times that I would pick up that. And that is what happens when you are working as a psychic medium. How we get our information is through quantum entanglement, through all that connection that we have to every particle, everything in the universe, to the consciousness itself. So everything is a part of this consciousness, and that is how everything is connected. That is called quantum entanglement. Second thing is that as you are meant to go on your life path, there will always be synchronicities. Synchronicities and coincidences will always be there. Actually, there are no coincidences in your life, and I am a very strong proponent of it. So there are never coincidences. Me and you sitting here is not a coincidence. You even there are a few things that you do on a daily basis. They are not just coincidences. Whatever you face, if you hit your nail, if you hit your thumb and you started feeling that pain, that's teaching you something. That's there for a reason, to remind you of something or to prevent you from something. If you miss a bus, that's not a coincidence. It might be not the thing for you to travel, because it might not result in a good thing, right? So sometimes we miss a bus and then we get frustrated, why I missed this bus or train or things like that. But there is a reason that you missed the bus, because that was not the optimum path for you. And from a higher perspective, a soul perspective, your own higher self is guiding you towards the path you need to take. There is a lot of guidance systems that we have actually as person. So no one is alone in this world, and everyone has come here with a certain blueprint. It's not set in stone, it's a blueprint. And everyone is guided through a higher force, and it's not a higher power, because it is same as you. You are existing at multiple multidimensional levels, and you are guiding yourself. So just this physical body and mind cannot really perceive how, vast your existence is, and that is guiding you to your path, and that is creating all these synchronicities, these entanglements, these kind of teleportation, telepathies, so that you receive the message you need, whatever you need at the moment, at the right time, at the perfect time, for you to be able to do a certain thing at a perfect time.
So is it like we ourselves in a different mode? Like right now we are in the physical world and our soul is from a different world, and that soul is controlling us from doing a certain things. Like we will be planning for a good thing, but our soul, but some kind of obstacles do come again and again. Like something is just troubling us from not doing it. So the reason you're telling is our soul from a parallel world is controlling us from not doing it in order to go to a good path. So that's what you're trying to tell, right, ma?
Yes and no, actually. This you can perceive this as that, but it's also that it's not separate from you. Nothing is separate from you. If you are saying that this finger, I'm using this finger to do this thing, it doesn't mean that this is separate from you, right?
Yes.
So you are an extension of you, right? You are the extension of the vast you. So that is guiding you. It's very much, and it's everything is important. Your fingers are important for you. You are important. So you are a very important part of your vast dimension. And it's just that you are kind of guided in a way to be able to do it. So nothing is controlling you, but also everything is guiding you
So
towards what you are meant to do.
also on the other hand, being a psychic reader and also as an astrologer, so do you predict your own future? And at that point of time, do you come into any kind of depression knowing your future, like, okay, what I'm going to do, because I can predict my own future by, because I am having this kind of signs which are coming to me that this is going to happen to me in the future. Because since I'm an astrologer, I'm getting to know about many things which is going to happen to me in the nearby future. So at that point of time, so if any kind of things happen to you, so how do you make sure that you do not go into any kind of depression mode? So on the other hand, also tell our viewers that had you went through any kind of depression in your life, and tell us any kind of golden advice that how did you get yourself out of the depression mode and made you a successful astrologer that you are right now, ma'am.
Okay. So, very interesting question, actually. So, this is not about getting to know the future. That is, kind of fool's pursuit, I might say, because the life you are living is now. Whatever you are experiencing, and I am, I experienced this, and from my experience, this is something which I stand by strongly, is that life is happening in the present, and whatever I'm doing right now is going to pave my way towards what I actually desire. So I am the creator of my reality, because I am in sync with what my higher self, my own vast existence wants me to do. I do not resist the flow of life that I am going to do with my ego mind would, ego creates a lot of traps. Your mind would create a lot of traps for you to not do that, not do this, the fear, the kind of insecurity and things like that. But yeah, then it is up to you to observe that and realize that maybe you are in a pattern, you are in a loop, that you are getting the same kind of results over and over and over again. And if that's happening to you, you might want to take a note, heal through that, and then move forward. Your only job is to live the present in observation of yourself. It's not up to you how your future would look like, because your future is already bright. Universe is loving, universe is friendly. So the best things will happen to you if you don't get in your own way. You know, too much worry about how things are going to look like will only push all those things away from you. So that has come through a lot of experience in my life. I was not this previously. I also was same as many people do, like what will happen if I lose my job. I was not doing really well, and constantly someone is coming and threatening me that I'll fire you and things like that. What's going to happen, and things like that. I have faced a lot of that, a lot of those things, because one, people do not tend to realize full potential of others because they want something out of you. So these incidences have happened for me as well. I was under a lot of pressure and depression through my spiritual awakening, as I said before also. Like those 2 years were my formative years, previous 2 years. And through that, I have experienced a lot of depression, lot of heartbreak through so many people whom I considered my idol, my rock, my support people. But through all of that, I have persisted, and I have I had that kind of perseverance as well, and help always came when I needed it. So I always trusted in a fact that even if this whole worst case scenario happens, whatever is in my head, if it happens, so what? So don't I have, until and unless I have this, I have my body, I have my entire being, which I take care of as a part of my self love, right? If I love myself enough, I'll make my own way, no matter what happens, right? So the first step to, getting anywhere you want is self love. And self love is not just about pampering yourself and treating yourself like queens and kings. Not that's not the point. Self love is something which keeps you in discipline, in kind of holding yourself up, responsible, as well as being kind to yourself about things that are not in your control, and also to realize that you will always be taken care of, no matter what. Spirit loves you. Universe is friendly and spirit loves you. You are the only one who's getting in your way. So this came through very hard times and tough times that I faced. So that is how it is.
So as we have discussed a lot, because since you're a doctor, I just wanted to ask this question. So I just addressed you as Dr. Renuka Ranjan. So the thing is that how have you felt like, okay, I have a degree in doctorate, but why I'm doing this? So as on the other hand, you told that you haven't left your doctorate job, so you're just taking just juggling between these two kind of jobs. So how do you just maintain your professional career with your passion, ma'am? Like your passion is about astrology, and as a professional career, how do you just find time to manage these kind of two jobs at the same time, ma'am?
I've made both of these my passion.
Oh, great.
To tell you, yes, I have made both of these my passion, spirituality and science, because right now I'm not in a kind of a job, because this feels like a kind of set system to which I don't subscribe to anymore, because this education system, this kind of uh, system in general, doesn't really sit well with me. And I am hopeful that one day we create such a system where we don't have an obligation towards pursuing things which we have to do out of, just an obligation, like to earn money or things like that, but a genuine interest in anything. a genuine passion for everything. So I pursue my scientific passions through writing, through reading, and researching. That doesn't require me to get out there and get a job and things like that. But I do it on my own, and I plan on expanding it as I am expanding as a spiritualist and helping people through my purpose work. That is also a part of my purpose, because I will be helping other people like me, academicians, students, scientists, things like that, people like that, through my gifts, and helping them realize their true potential, helping them, because a lot of people in this field, they are so stressed out. They are so, worried about what's going to happen next. And they're, just limiting themselves to a box. So I'm someone who doesn't subscribe to the box. So I keep on working towards what I want. Science can be done at home, because there is a lot of information available. We are in an information era. We are in this age of internet, age of connections. So it's not a kind of common. It's a common thing for you to be able to get whatever information you want, and that is what science is about. Processing all that information, processing all of that data, you get everything, and you can do it whatever you want from your laptop at the comfort of your home. You don't need to go somewhere to do and prove someone somewhere that I am such a great scientist. No, you have to when you have to pursue your passion, you can do it from anywhere. And that is what I want to be a symbol of, to be able to pursue my science spiritually.
Yeah, people always tell that we should always think out of the box, but the thing is that nobody will tell like we should always fit inside the box. Like as you told that this system, I think most of the systems which will not fit entirely in our life, like consider an education system, consider the kind of life that our ancestors and our family tell us to live, because they'll be living in a different structured manner in before 2 to 3 decades, and they'll be asking us to fit the same structure which they have created before 2 to 3 decades. But the thing is that after 2 to 3 decades, like the during the 1980s, the things were totally different right now. So it is like if you want to speak anyone in the US at the late 1980s or late 1990s, we should make a trunk call. Then it will go to Delhi. Then it will be going to the other city. Then it will be going to the US, and it will take at least half an hour to just connect with one single person. So, and even after that, we should be spending lakhs of rupees to make even one single phone call. So that's how the system was that during the ancient time, like I'm speaking about before 3 to 4 decades. But right now, the system has completely changed. Like whatever we wanted to know, just a tap of finger. So whoever we wanted to talk to, just tap of finger, just go and message in WhatsApp, LinkedIn. There are a lot of modes which you can go and talk to them. So the way you told, that's the right answer actually. Like you told that we should always not try to understand, we should always not blindly just do what others say. If we find ourselves that we are not going to fit in this box, so it's not like a great error which we are doing in our life. We can be simply like, okay, we can go to the other path, and we can just live our life in the way that we think ourselves it will be good. So that's what you're trying to tell, right, ma'am?
Yes.
So yes, ma'am, we were just talking about the quantum physics that you are a specialist at. So tell us, ma'am, how these kind of quantum physics skills, what kind of skills have you just incorporated from your studies being a psychic reader, ma'am? Because first, before that, please tell us the difference between an astrologer and also a psychic reader. Because as you told that an astrologer will always predict the future and he will tell you. A psychic reader, something like he or she will be able to know what something is going to. They will be having that kind of vibe which will be passing into them. That they will be like a conductor which is always used to pass the electricity between one source to the other source. In the same way as a psychic
Yes.
reader, you are just being a conductor and you are able to receive messages from some kind of higher dimensional beings. So that's the kind of power you are having, right, ma'am? So please tell us how this kind
Yes.
of the studies you're doing right now, the quantum kind of things, as you're in a doctorate right now. So how do you incorporate those things into your psychic readings, ma'am?
Yeah. So before that, I actually we were also talking about this before, and I was trying to tell that before 1900s, 1800s, or 1700s even, before Bacon and Descartes, these were the scientists who formed the modern science structures, right? Before that, scientists from India, scientists from ancient worlds, they were also known philosophers. They were also known for many other arts as well, right? And our scientists, our Maharishi Karnad, our Aryabhat, these people, they were not only just scientists and they were not just pursuing science. They used to download all that information from this vast universe. How else would they know all those things that possibly, right? We used to wonder how they did with such less, machinery and things like that. But we have to understand that it's not just kind of things that you do in science. It's also how you perceive in science, how your mind works in science, and all that information that you need to carry out something. So that happens intentionally. When you set some intention regarding something that you need to pursue, a lot of things come to you in your own way. A lot of downloads happen, and that's what happens to people who are open minded, who are ready to perceive the information that is coming for them, from the consciousness. The entire consciousness is connected, as I previously said also. So it cannot happen that you are separate from all of that. And if you want, there will be ways for it, for you to perceive that information and get it out there. Because if it is your purpose, if it is your desire. So desire drives your life. Desire drives your life intentions. And that is why it's very important that we open our minds to these perceptions. You know, uh, your mind works in certain ways. It will calculate, it will, see things like how it's going to be done, how this and that, and it will be busy in a lot of things to do. But we forget to be, just be who we are and let that information flow to us. That is what happens when, as psychic people, they uh, are a conduit to information. They are just ready. They have this vessel. Everyone has this physical vessel, right? This body, this mind. This is our physical vessel. So everyone is a conduit. And let me tell you, everyone has this psychic sense. All of us have psychic senses. There is not one person on this planet that doesn't have it. Everyone has it. It's just your choice if you want to let those things come to you, or you want to pose your own ego and get in your own way and do things your own way and learn through the hard way and things like that. So it's important that we realize that we all are conduits, we are all vessels of knowledge, and the consciousness, the energy is flowing through us, and it's just different ways, different unique expressions of our life that we have. Someone is a soldier, someone is a doctor, someone is a painter, everything is a unique expression, and we are channeling different forms of these energies through our expression of life, who we are, right? So it is just, if someone wants to be a psychic, like, we perceive this information, right? And that is also kind of a difference between psychic and astrologists, is that psychics perceive this energy, they make themselves in a way, and it is by choice, right? Some people are born psychics as well, so it's their past life karma. They have been psychics before, and so they have developed. In short, everyone chooses to be psychic, right? consciously, subconsciously, through past lives, through present lives, people choose it. And then they perceive this information, this psychic people. Whereas astrologists, they do these things based on calculations of the movement of planets and what effects every planet might have. And there are set protocols for that. And a little bit of intuition as well, because as they start or doing all of this, they use their intuition of what could possibly happen to interpret whatever they are seeing on the chart, right? So that is a difference between psychic and astrologist. I am a psychic. I am not actually an astrologist. I take help from astrology, a little bit help from astrology. It's not my core area. I am a psychic. So astrology helps you in a way that it would give you hints and tools in order to be able to interpret what you are actually perceiving, right? So yeah, that is something which is about psychic abilities as well as astrologists. And everyone, let me tell you, everyone in this planet, on this planet, if someone chooses, they can utilize these senses, psychic senses, as well as astrology is in itself, it's a modality. People go and learn that, right? In a similar way, psychic people who want to be psychic, who want to be able to perceive this information, they can also learn. I have also learned through people, right? I just had this intention of knowing myself, and that's what put me on a path where I met those kind of people who have so far led me to where I am.
The thing is that you told a very clear and simple answer that if anybody wants to be a psychic reader, they can actually, because if anybody wanted to be a doctor, they have to study for it, and also at the same time they have to have some kind of passion towards that. Then only they will be able to study the doctorate or any kind of things that they study. In the same way, if anybody wanted to become a psychic reader, yes, they can. So that's what you're trying to tell. It's not like a skill which is which is that, like, what to say, this skill is only for this person. It's not like that. So anybody
No,
who,
it's not
yeah,
like that at all. Because a lot of times, we say that, oh my God, this person who is psychic, oh my
yes,
God, this
yes,
person is
yes,
so gifted,
yeah,
right? So yeah, it's not like that. It's not like that. People have chosen it. If not in this lifetime, in previous lifetimes, they have chosen it. To develop those kind of senses, to develop that part of themselves. That is why they are psychic. It's not something. Nature doesn't differentiate. Everyone, everyone is born with equal power. You are children of God. We are all children of the consciousness, God, God, consciousness, higher self, whomever you believe in. We are part of that, and it cannot be that one is one doesn't have things that other has. Nature doesn't discriminate. So that is why we all have it. It's just our choice. If we want to pursue a certain thing, if we want to be a doctor, we'll be a doctor. If we want to be a psychic, we'll be a psychic. Yes.
on the other hand, I wanted to ask you is, if something which will satisfy your soul, you think it will happen in the future. So what kind of things do you actually think it will satisfy your soul? Like okay, if this thing happens in my life, I'll be totally fulfilled to the core of my soul, and I can even consider my life, okay, I have done living my life. So at what point of time do you think that which is your ultimate wish in your life, man? So I would like to do this kind of things in my life which will make my soul fulfilled. Like if any like one person will be thinking like, okay, if I'm getting like 100 crores, I'm thinking like my life is fulfilled. So on the other hand, if some people will be thinking like, okay, if I'm able to get one single child, then that child will be making my life. On the other hand, somebody will be telling like, okay, I'm right now bedridden. If I'm having some good things happening to me, and if I'm able to get out of the bed, and if I'm able to have a simple and healthy life, then it will fulfill my soul. So every soul in this world have some kind of things which they wish for in their life. So in the same way, so personally, what do you think that what kind of things matter to you a lot, So it will make your soul fulfilled, and you feel your life just fully achieved, man.
Yeah, that is a good question, actually. So for this, now I have a different perspective on this, a different take on it than I had maybe 3, 4 years ago. I was the same. When I have this, I will be happy, right? This is a statement which a lot of people make, right? When I have this, I will be happy. But now, going through all of these experiences, as I'm working through this, I know that whatever I seek is already within me. Whatever I wish is already within me. It is here now for me to live. If I want, even if I want 100 crores right now, I would live my life like I have 100 crores here. Not in a delusional way. Like, you don't have to be delusional thinking something outside and feeling like crap inside. No, not like that. Not like that. But yes, you can give yourself that kind of feeling anytime you want. You know, you will feel rich from inside when you know that everything that you desire, everything that you feel that you will be happy when you have that, it's already within you. That feeling is already within you, right? It's not connected to that external thing, right? When you have that, you will be happy. That is a kind of path to misery, actually. When I have that, I will be happy. So, right now in my life, I feel that I have everything at the moment. And just when there was a break in between, I was just feeling that kind of gratitude in my life. That, yes, yeah, I have everything in my life. I am being interviewed by you. I am taking up clients. I'm having so much abundance in my life and so much love and appreciation and support in my life. Doesn't that feel like $1 million to me right now? So it's just your perspective. The feeling is important. It's not the number or the person, the thing that is important, right? The feeling is more important for me, and I can feel that right now, right? So it's not something which I'll have in future, or I have my goal as a set goal that I'll achieve this target and then I will be happy, and then I will be fulfilled. I am fulfilled right now, and I give to whomever I give, and whatever my purpose is, I give that from place of fulfillment, not from lack. And that is why I don't mind today if I don't have any client. I will not mind that. I'll not get paranoid that I don't have clients. Oh my God, what will happen? What will happen of my finances? What will happen for this, for that? No, because I know that today, if even if I don't have, I feel like $1 million, and they are going to come. Whoever and whatever is meant for me is already there. I just need to reach there, reach out, and it's my job to reach out. And rest, whatever happens, it's not my concern. It's just how I flow with life that matters, and that is the feeling that I carry. That is the vibration. That is the main thing. Whenever you want to achieve something, and people say that to manifest you have to be in a certain vibration, right? This has been going on a lot in terms of law of attraction, manifestation things. So the crux of it is that you don't have to feel a certain way forcibly, right? You don't have to feel it like if I'm telling you that you should feel so much abundant, you should act like this, act like that. No, you shouldn't do because someone else tells you. You have to find that kind of vibration, that feeling within yourself, for you to be able to be fulfilled in whatever you have right now. Have immense gratitude for your life, because every moment that you are living here is something of a blessing, right? It's it's a great time to be here on earth. So every moment is a blessing.
It's like a great
And
moment in this technological world.
yes, and yes, and that is the thing, that to fulfill something, I have to be in the state of fulfillment. I always pour from a filled cup, not from an empty cup.
Oh, great. That's a kind of different kind of answers I'm getting from you, because people who are just talking to someone, they'll be having some kind of regular structured way of answers, but your way of answers is pretty much somewhat different from the others. Like, what to say? You're saying something like we should always not force ourselves, that we should always people will be telling to us that if you wanted to vibrate in a very higher frequency, then you should make yourself abundant. The thing is that they are involuntarily telling us, they are forcing us to be vibrating in that abundant energy. But the thing is that only we have to feel ourselves. That kind of feeling we should only try to evolve. We should not try to force. But that's the thing which is very main, which you are telling right now, because I hadn't heard this kind of things from anyone, because they will be telling like, if you wanted to speak to a very higher vibrational people, then you have to vibe in that frequency. But the thing is that they're just forgetting to say that do not force yourself to vibrate in that frequency. Try to feel. Only when you feel happy, if you're not feeling happy, then try to do some things which will make you happy. So then only you'll be
Yes,
having, then only it will be giving some kind of true energy. So other than that,
yes,
so it will be like, okay, i'm 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 vibing in a higher frequency, but I'm not able to attract. But the thing is that that's not the real vibe which is coming from the core of your heart, because that's kind of
no,
forced thing. So that's the thing, because
yes, that is
but
lack,
that is lack. Only when we are just
lack vibration.
correct vibration. The thing is that
Hmm.
there is used to be a saying like, if you wanted to have something in this world, you wanted to actually have it, then you have to feel for it. Then if you have a really a good feeling, a strong feeling, your whole universe will conspire to working things out in order to achieve your goal or the thing you wished for. So for that, the
Yes,
universe, I always tell people like, universe is like a baby which is created by God. So the baby doesn't know about anything. If you ask baby, please give me that thing, it will be giving you that thing. If you ask baby
yes,
anything else, so the way to communicate with the baby is simply by talking, like making some things. In the same way, if you wanted to communicate with the baby, that is the universe which is created by God, the way of communication is the frequency. The universe
yes,
doesn't know who's a good person or who's a bad person. The universe only knows the frequency in which the people are feeling. Okay, this people is, even if any kind of bad situations is happening in their life, it will be like, okay, they're vibrating a very higher frequency. They're feeling like, even if they're really in a great downfall, they're free. They're feeling, as you told that, since you're not having any kind of 100 crores right now in your room, but you're feeling like, okay, I'm having many kind of good things happening in this life. I'm having some kind of good relatives with me, good friends with me, and also you told that I'm being interviewed this day by you. So these are the things which you find yourself gratitude. So gratitude is the basic thing. So even if you have,
yes,
so some people will be like, okay, I'm having just 2000 rupees which is given by my friend, but he can give till 2 lakh to me. But the thing is that they're forgetting to remember the gratitude. So gratitude is something like, okay, the universe is going, we're speaking this kind of feelings. The universe will think like, okay, this guy is not having any kind of gratitude. So it's like, okay, he's not, if he's not having any kind of gratitude, then we should not create any kind of similar situations in which his friend or his relatives or any person in his life will help him monetarily or help him in some other way. So all these things are revolving around a single thing, the feelings. The feelings are the
yes,
basic thing. Like, the true feeling always comes from the core of the heart. So
yes,
as we discussed, that if you wanted to feel happy, then we should always try to do some things which will really make us happy. The thing is that we should not always force. So if we try to force ourselves, it is something like, okay, I'm going to a movie with a friend, but the friend is forcing me to watch a movie, but I am not literally interested in that movie. I like to watch comedy movies, I like to watch action movies. But the thing is that since every people are going flocking into the movie theaters watching that movie, it's not like I like that movie. It's like you're
yes,
forcing me. So as you told that in the beginning of the interview, we were speaking like, I'm not trying to fit into the box. which the society had already structured. I'm trying to make a box which will fit myself, because
Yes.
only at that point of time you'll be having that feelings, you'll be having the right feelings, the right happiness, which will in turn able to make you achieve your goal. Because people will be thinking like, okay, before 2 to 3 decades, ancestors will be telling like they have already came in that path. So if you also follow that same path only, you'll be able to reach that happiness. But the thing is that all these kind of decades has passed, totally 30 to 40 years have passed, 3 to 4 decades have passed, a lot of changes are happening in this today's modern world. Before 10 to 20 years, if you wanted to book a flight ticket, then we have to go to the office, we have to inquire what kind of flight tickets are available. But today's everything is coming in the tip of our hand, we can just book flight tickets.
Mhm.
The next kind of flight, like the frequency also changes. See, here also the frequency comes. See, like what to say,
Yes.
yeah, before 10 to 20 years there will be just a single one or two flights operating between Delhi to New York. But right now in a single day there are more than 2 to 3 flights operating from Delhi to New York. So that's how the frequency, the energy, vibration, everything has changed. So as we talk, like whatever things we are vibrating it, we have to make sure that we vibrate at the core of our heart. It is the true vibration. We should not always make like, okay, this person is always making me to do something in my life. So we should always listen to our heart, and we should not ourselves force ourselves into the vibrations or the happy feelings. We should always try to make it happen originally from our heart. So that's what we are talking about. So on the other hand, what are your future ventures, ma'am? Like I'm planning to this kind of do this kind of things in the very next 6 months or 1 year. So what do you think are the future ventures which you wanted to do in your profession and also in your passion, ma'am?
Yeah. So this is something very close to my heart because I have been in a profession in my vocation as a scientist, and I've seen a lot of people, my colleagues and students, even since I was a student. I have always felt that there is a lot of pressure, a lot of imposter syndrome, and feelings of unworthiness in specifically this cohort, this part of our population, which is in science, in STEM, right? In the field of STEM. And there is a constant pressure on these kind of people. And I have felt that throughout what I was there, when I was there in my PhD, when I was there in my, even in my master's and my bachelor's even. And even when I was studying as a 11th and 12th class student, as a science student, right? So I've always felt that there is this kind of pressure of not being good enough, being having to perform well, competitively and become competitive in everything, and having that kind of imposter syndrome. So since I have been on this path to spirituality, it has opened up a lot of horizons for me and a lot of understanding of life on, as to how to navigate all these feelings, right? I want to pass it on to my fellow people in STEM, and that is why I'm towards working towards creating a program where I could help people through using spiritual tools and whatever I have to offer, to be able to provide them with insights into their own nature, realize how powerful they are, and align their energy to what actually they want to achieve in their life, what is next for them, and use it in the best of ways for them for their overall development. Because it is very much needed at the moment to give our STEM people this kind of support where they're doing so much for us. They are thriving and they are creating all these technologies. They are doing a lot of advancements, and these things might just help them, perform to their potential, true potential, actually, without getting burnt out, and learning how to manage themselves in the most stressful situations as well, so that we can have best of discoveries, best of technologies, best of. So there is this thing that I am creating right now for STEM individuals, people in science, technology, education, and management. Because I have always felt the need for tools that could help me get rid of my stress, as well as the imposter syndrome, as well as the feelings of unworthiness. There is so much out there, and all of these things are kind of impediments to what our true talent and potential is, right? Because when we don't create from place of heart, it's always like going to end up in burnouts, and people will lose that kind of spark in their lives, whatever passion they have. I don't want that to happen to other people. And that is why I am creating a program which would help these individuals realize their true potential, and have all those tools that I usually I have learned so far. And these tools will help them in a way that they could realize their true potential and manage their life in a more efficient way, so that we can have all these great discoveries and technological advancements that we are already having. And this can get even better if people operate from a place of passion and joy in their life, rather than something that they have to do, and feelings of all those kind of negative feelings that they carry, the burden that they carry. So yeah, I would like to help those kind of individuals. And other things that right now, even I'm doing all of the other things which I'm offering as my services through soul realignment. And particularly, I have a special session for students at discounted price. For what I give to others as at a higher price, I give it to the students at a very discounted price. I want students to take advantage of my soul realignment sessions. So I offer that, as well as I also offer tarot readings and my Reiki and Lama Fera healings, which I would continue to provide as services through my website. And I'm already doing that. But this is something which is very close to my heart. I am also trying to learn a lot of other modalities to be included that could help people understand themselves better. Modalities like human design. It is a very interesting and very new kind of modality. Not a lot of people do it in India. And I would like to apply all of these modalities in order to be helping people understand who they truly are. And that is kind of my mission as well, to help people understand who they truly are and live in their own alignment, so as to attract all the abundance that is waiting for them.
Yeah, okay, that's the great kind of ventures which you would have in your life, ma'am. And the very last question is, if you wanted to tell any kind of message to me or to the world via this interview, so what kind of message do you want to pass people? What kind of message you wanted to tell human beings in this world right now, ma'am?
So right now, the world is in kind of a transition state, right? There has been tremendous developments over, I guess, 10 years, or even through last years after COVID, right? So amidst all of this transition, and a lot of confusion is also happening, and people are just guessing what's going to happen, and they're so anxious and they're so stressed out. I would like to convey that this is a period of transition, and people should move towards finding ways to be able to hold this kind of transition, as well as make their way through it by asking for help, because community is the biggest support right now. And we cannot cut ourselves. A lot of times we see that people are isolating themselves through all this transition, and this technology is kind of putting people in isolation as well. But we have to realize that we have to grow as a community as well, and that is why we have to think about well-being of other people as well, apart from us, and that starts from us also. So cultivating self-love, cultivating self-discipline, and being a part of community, that is something which is the need of the hour, and that is something which can take us through these transitory times. So that is something which I would like to say.
That's a golden message by you to the people, ma'am, because you always tell people that changes are always inevitable in our life. So try to adapt to the changes, try to adapt to the new technologies, try to adapt yourself, do not isolate yourself. So only when you try to isolate yourself, then you will be finding some kind of difficulties in your life. If you try to adapt and if you try to make something work for your life, trying to understand what's happening in your life, then everything will come into in a positive way. So once again, thank you, Dr. Renuka Ranjan ma'am, for accepting my interview invitation and coming to this Women Today's YouTube channel. I'm really humbled to have your interview in YouTube channel. So this is your host Krishna signing off, and today's our guest is Dr. Renuka Ranjan ma'am in this Women Today's YouTube channel. Please click on the subscribe button so that you can receive notifications whenever I do post new videos regarding women entrepreneurs and working women in today's modern world. And if you have any kind of doubts regarding astrology or psychic readings, and if you wanted to talk to Dr. Renuka Ranjan madam, please do comment in the comment section so that she will be able to know, okay, you are having some kind of doubts, and she will be able to clarify your doubts in the comment section. And also, if you wanted to reach Dr. Renuka Ranjan madam, she is always readily available in an Instagram link, and I'll post her Instagram link in the description, YouTube description, right below the video, so that you can have a look at it. And once again, thank you, Dr. Renuka Ranjan madam. So good evening, ma'am. So have a nice and wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krishna. This was a wonderful experience for me, and I'm grateful to you for reaching out to me and conducting this beautiful session for me. Thank you so much.
It was a great and fine interview with ma'am. Signing off, Krishna, and today's our guest is Dr. Renuka Ranjan ma'am. And once again, thank you for everything, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Signing off, ma'am. Bye bye. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, ma'am. Bye.